Parents, if you're sitting there wondering where the hell is all my money going at the end of every month, I make way too much money not to be putting it towards financial goals like saving money, paying off debt, investing for your future, putting money aside for your kids' future. If that's you, then this video is exactly for you, because I'm going to be walking through some actual data to help kind of maybe reframe your mind around if you actually can save money, how you can save more. And at the end, I'm going to be sharing the framework that helped me pay off $43,000 worth of debt in about 13 months and built a net worth to multiple six figures. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we are currently looking at the personal savings rate in the United States. And basically how they define it is a percentage of disposable income. So how I'm thinking about this is just like people putting money aside, okay? And you don't need to know, like, you don't need to squint in to look at all this stuff. So it's 25 years worth of data. So this is currently May 2026 is what the data is through. And we have May 2021, so 25 years. And why I'm showing you this is simple. So over 25 years, if we just look like broadly, if we zoom out, the savings rate in the United States hovers around 5% for most of it. So yeah, it goes down a little bit, it goes up a little bit, stays mostly at 5%. There's these gray areas are like financial crises, right? So even through financial crisis and other things, like it's remained relatively similar. And then, oh my gosh, what is this big spike here? So this is April 2020, obviously like the peak of the pandemic, and it shot up to 31.8. So like 6 plus X the amount of savings we'll call it average American was able to do. And why was that? Well, because if we look at this chart here, this is the personal consumption expenditures. Basically, how much money did we spend? How much stuff did we buy? And this one looks a little different because this just kind of always keeps going up and 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 up. And then at the same time, April 2020, it took a sharp decline. So what this is basically saying is when spending goes down, savings goes up. Now, of course, there were a lot of factors in that. Of course, not everyone was able to save. A lot of people lost their jobs, their home, their lives. I mean, it was a very serious time, right? Of course. But this is just a very simple way to show like when we spend less, we save more. We put more money aside. And then, because look at this, like we're screwed if we continue going on this path, by the way, because look at the spending, up, 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 up. Okay, we had that little blip, and then it just shot back up, no problem, caught back up, and now it's like climbing even faster, right? Whereas the personal savings rate, okay, it dipped up again, there was a little spike here again, but then it went back to the normal of around 5%. So we're saving about 5% each year, no matter what, but our spending is going up significantly. And this is just like an average household. This isn't, the United States data about their debt or savings or anything like that. This isn't that. And so basically the message of this video is the money that you think you can't save or put aside for your investing or put more towards your debt at the end of every month, it's probably there. And you might be thinking, okay, that's great. Everyone says that, but like it's true. And there's a legit process that I share my clients inside of my personal finance community. It's a free community, but then I help people obviously a little more in depth if that's something that they're looking for. So like Sandy had the same thought, but she found $1,200 in the first 6 weeks of the program. Gemma never saved this much money in the first 6 weeks of the program. Kahisha found an extra $1,300 just hiding in her finances. And this has crushed debt. So she saved and was able to crush debt. Crazy 6 weeks for Kahisha. And Kim found over $1,000 in 6 weeks. And here's the simple 3-step process that all of these people and more have followed to find hundreds up to thousands plus dollars every single month for their finances. So step 1 is a 3-month look back. So what you do is you look at the last 90 days of where you spent money. Now you want to look at your bank statements, credit card statements, cash. That's a little harder. So if you're a big cash spender, this is going to be a little tougher of a challenge for you. But however you spend money, we're going to take the, PDFs or the Excels from the banks, the credit cards, copy paste, throw them into AI. It's going to give you a nice little summary. It's going to take less than 30, 45 minutes, depending on how many accounts you have, depending on how decent you are with AI. Or if not, you could just do it the manual way and just sort of plug away, like look at your PDF, type it into a spreadsheet, whatever you want to do. Okay. Anyway, the goal of that is just to see, hey, where has my money been going by category? And then When you have shock and awe, you're like, holy crap, I can't believe I was spending that much money in this category, this category, this category. We're going to pause that thought and we're going to go to step 2, which is called the North Star's goal list. What we want to do here is just write a list of 2 to maybe 10 things that are very important to us. Life goals, financial goals, non-negotiable spending, things that are happening now, things you want to happen in the future. So a lot of times what people do is they'll write like something about their kids. I want to pay off debt by the end of the year. Oh, I want to go on that backpacking trip through Europe. One guy even said like a non-negotiable for him was like, I can't stop going to this expensive haircut guy. He's like basically part of my family. So it's a non-negotiable. So he put that on there. Whatever the thing is for you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a unique list. And then you're going to write those down. You're going to really ask yourself like why it's important to you, because that's really the key. Anyone could just write down stuff on a paper or a Google Doc or a Notes app or something. But it's really the why behind it, because that why is strong, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But after you have those 2 things, the 3-month look back and the North Star goals, we're going to basically merge them together and kind of look at them at the same time, and this is called the realignment step. What we're doing here is we're saying, okay, here's why I've been spending my money. The North Star goal is here's why I'd like to be spending my money, and how do I realign it without making any extra money, right? Because a lot of times, if we can't fix what we don't see, right? So if we know like, oh man, there's a problem here, I can't put money towards my finances, but you're not actively looking at it, I think just actively looking at it will solve a majority of your problems. Now, will more income help eventually? Absolutely. But first, we have to have a system in place for our money. I've seen it way too often where people just focus on increasing income, but they don't have the system. So their expenses slowly follow behind it. And inside my community, for example, there's people making $50,000 who are putting money towards their financial goals. And there's people, households, making almost $200,000 and they feel stuck. They don't know what to do at the end of every month because there's nothing left over because their expenses have gotten too close to that income line. And yes, this is a bit lifestyle creep, kind of what we're talking about here, but it's just having the system, knowing like, hey, is this thing important to me or not, is essentially what we're doing. So in this process of the realignment, what I want you to do is just think through 3 words: more, same, less. And how this works is we'll start with more. So let's say you're looking at your list, you're looking at North Star goal list, and on your North Star goal list, you have some health and fitness goal. For me right now, I'm actually training for a half marathon. So I would write that like, oh, crush it in the half marathon, whatever, have a specific time for it that I can get. But then I look at where I'm spending my money and it's like, oh, wow, I'm only spending $20 a month on my health and fitness because I have that gym membership and that's really all I do, right? It's like, well, if this is that important to me, maybe I should be actually putting more money to it. And I think this is the piece that not a lot of people talk about. Everyone just talks about like cut. And sure, that can work for a little bit. That can work for a nice little sprinty couple weeks, month, 2 months, whatever. But I like to help people create sustainable plans that they can just start using today. Like, I want you to literally walk away from this video, pause it, and just start doing those things today. So that was more. The same is something like utilities, right? Something where you just kind of take the average of the last 3 months and you move that forward. It's like, okay, this is about how much I'm going to spend on utilities, because I imagine utilities aren't on your North Star goal list. They could be. Again, it's your list, so do what you want with it. Less is the last one, and this is the most common one where people are like, holy crap, this is like the thing, I've been putting my money all over here, right? So it's like Amazon, it's food delivery, I don't know, TikTok shop. It's all the stuff that you would probably imagine it is, right? And it's like, wow, well, this is embarrassing. I haven't been able to save money because I'm spending all this money in XYZ place. So then that's when it's like, okay, well, instead of $600 Uber Eats, maybe we could just do like $150 Uber Eats, and then boom, we just found $450 that we can put towards paying off our debt faster, saving kids' future education, right? And so I have the exact resources and tools in my free personal finance community. The link for that is on the homepage of my YouTube channel. And once you kind of get in, you could just kind of check out the classroom a little bit. We have some very clear steps and roadmap of what to do, how to do it, when to do it, with resources attached. You'll see like every step here, there's a resource. And it's one thing that you can just kind of do at your own speed, which is the best part, because you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to go super fast. This isn't a race. This is, you're setting up your future personal finance operating system. So please, for the love of God, take some time. Like everyone, we want to rush into it, but like that's when these like seesaw months happen. And this happened to me back in the day before I, drew a line in the sand and pay off all the debt. I would have good months, terrible months, good months, okay months, bad months, and it was just like this thing. Like, how do I just get like some structure so that my efforts and skills and time that I'm putting to this can compound so that eventually my money can. And that's kind of the thinking behind this. And so yeah, if that's interesting, you can check that out. And I've got some nice little sunset peeking through here. So I hope you're having a great day. And if you like that one, I think you're really going to love this video right here.